If people wish to be ignorant and free, they want what never was and what never will be. Thomas Jefferson. And that is really one of the most salient warnings by our founding fathers that applies to today at this time. We live in a country right now where the American people are simply, at least 3/8 of them, are too lazy, too self-absorbed, too busy with their own entertainment to be bothered with knowledge of what is truly going on. As long as we are placated by our meretricious gratifications, by our entertainment, like the people of Rome, as Nero gave to them to make sure that they were distracted and appeased. We are those people of the 21st century. We are that lost civilization about to collapse. And those of us in America who love our country, we are the enemy of Barack Obama. He has waged war on us. He has taken the assets that we have financed through our years of paying taxes, decades of paying taxes. And this tyrant, this treasonous tyrant, who grew up hating America, who nominates communists to his cabinet, who was raised by communists to hate America, this evil tyrant is waging war on us, assaulting our Constitution, assaulting us, assaulting our families, assaulting our military, assaulting our states, assaulting our borders, assaulting our religion, assaulting our values, assaulting our children with our money. This imposter. But you know what the real scandal is? Despite the fact that this guy is lying to us on a daily basis and sicking the IRS and our assets, turning them, whether you're talking the IRS, the FCC, the SEC, or the whatever the organization is, he is turning them into his own KGB. He is treacherous. If this were the founding era, or any time before the mid-20th century, this man would be on trial for treason. We wouldn't be talking about whether he should be impeached. We would be talking about whether capital punishment is appropriate upon conviction. That's what we'd be talking about, but we don't live in reality. So despite all of his encroachments, despite his evil, you know what the real scandal is? The real scandal here is us. The scandal is that at least 3/8 of the American people have been bribed, have been bought off, have been put under the control of federal entitlements, have been bought by this imposter in his party. So they are dependent on, and they're going to help him achieve his goal to collapse the system so he can ultimately achieve his ultimate tyrannical goals. That's the real scandal. The real scandal is people are too lazy, too ignorant, too ambivalent, too narcissistic to care about what's going on. So yes, we can blame the criminal, but we're the people who are willing to allow it to happen. And this media, this so-called news media, these people like Brian Williams, David Gregory, Andrea Mitchell, Chris Matthews, these people, Brian Williams, you should be ashamed of yourself. You're despicable. You're not even worthy of American. You're not even a gentleman. I mean, you are a pathetic fraction of a man. You people who knowingly grab the soap for this guy, who allow this guy to assault our country and collapse it, and you hide news. You're scoundrels. You are scoundrels. Just because you get away with it doesn't mean anything. Posterity will regard you as the reason this country collapsed. Posterity will regard you as the egregious cowards that you are, the useful idiots. All you want to do is be famous. You don't know what a journalist is. You have no compunction about betraying your country and selling out to this third-rate would-be dictator. This is disgusting. But you are the product of generations of broken homes, broken marriages. Like Marx said, the only way you could defeat America is by breaking down the family unit, by collapsing the family unit. You collapse the moral structure with the destruction of morality, as the Supreme Court once said, renders the power of government invalid. And they knew that. And it's proving right, because it's going to lead to anarchy and it will lead to despotism. And you useful idiots will be getting, you're already getting your talking points from him, so I don't know how much different it'll be. I mean, right now, I guess ostensibly you're not forced to say to get on the ground and get your knee pads out. Maybe you're not forced to yet, but you will be. Will it make any difference to you? In your arrogance and your cocktail parties, will you like to talk about how violated you were? Will you like to talk about all the deaths on your hands? Because that's what happens with tyrannical Marxist regimes. This is a form of government that cannot exist without bloodshed, and blood will run in the streets. It's despicable what's going on. It's scandalous. What's more scandalous is the silence. How they continue to betray this country. Chris Matthews, Brian Williams, Andrea Mitchell, David Gregory, you're a disgrace to humanity. You're fractions of men and women. You ought to be ashamed. All you ever wanted to be was famous. Well, I hope you're enjoying it, because you're not going to for long. Thank you for joining me. Scott Ryan.